Right, so here we are back in Jeff's workshop, and you might think that this is the same bike, but it's not. It's a different bike. So go on then. This is the one which is going to be twin shocked. Is that right?
This had the monoshock on it.
Oh, it had the one.
It was originally, yeah.
But
this is the...
Yeah, that's the other one down here, which has now had quite a lot of work done on it.
It's ready to...
They're nice and
some welding and...
Yeah, you've had some welding done in it there, look.
Hey? Well, it was finishing and polish and polishing and
whatever. So you moved on, and now you do this one.
Well, I thought while I'm in the sort of...
stand over here.
Well, it's, you know, in
get you all in shot.
Swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just bolted this on because this was the Unitrack frame.
A GPZ, what, 11?
Unitrack, yeah.
Right, 11.
The last of the air-cooled.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a 750, it was 11.
1100.
And is that a GPZ engine cases?
That is actually the engine. The number of this is in the logbook with this.
Matches up,
yeah.
So matching cases, yeah. So it should all fit okay, hopefully.
Well, I've modified it. We've modified the lugs here and put some nice big aluminium, nice posh brackets. They're all in the box.
Well, I think originally these would have been rubber mounted at the front and solidly mounted at the back, but you've got rid of that and just gone for the solid one.
But this is
so what's been happening there?
Because the tubes were like that.
Oh, okay.
They were at least 2 inches further out.
Oh, so you've narrowed it down.
And they come out, so I've literally had to cut them off there.
Yeah.
Chop it.
Yeah.
The bracket that was originally stuck out at an angle, I've literally had to cut straight through, just leaving that bit on.
Right.
I've slugged them into the original bit of tube that was on the frame.
Right.
So I've already gassed round up to there. So obviously I'm just going to have to gas right round that. But what I'm going to do on here, because it's clear of the tank, is make some gussets
to join them together.
And weld them onto there and flow it in onto the tube, you know, to give it.
Now, the reason for doing all that work...
I'll show you now.
Right, okay. So you just go and get your...
I've not got the tank covers, but it doesn't matter for the minute.
Okay.
It's took me ages, because this is a 750 tank.
All right.
And it's been done, so this goes straight on.
So you've modified that. Now, that's from a twin.
That's off a twin, yeah.
Sort of late 70s or mid-70s twin.
I've put the rubbers in a box
before. I have got some video of Jeff hitting that with a big hammer and repairing the big dent that was in it.
Ooh.
So
there we go.
That's a big retro, isn't it?
The rubbers aren't on at the minute, but I've got it so it sits.
Yeah, looks okay.
Just lovely.
Now I do have a bit of film I took.
Once this is all, once it's all welded and in, you really won't see it. Yeah. I've had the rocker box on and there's half-inch clearance, but you could always just touch it up at the back of the fraction.
So looking at this tank, then you've got some welds here.
That's where I tried to pull the original bracket off and leave it off, and instead of it breaking the spot welds and leaving the tank intact, it put 3 holes in it. So I've just had to gas weld them up. Obviously, I'm going to check.
On the other side, it's a lot worse because it had a massive dent in it.
It was completely
But these have a plate welded in here, with 2 little holes which you screw the badge to, and it's a rust spot because the water gets behind it, rusts out. So whenever you see a tank which doesn't have a standard badge, it's just flat here with a decal, you know it's been pretty rusty in the past, and who knows, perhaps someone's just filled it in, left the rust, it's going to rust through in no time. But you've now removed that area, got rid of it, filled them in this case, welded up the holes. And now,
well, what happens is if you leave that bracket on, it can be fractionally above the level of the tank, and it's very difficult to fill. And if you start to fill them, you can, once you get the paint on, you can actually see where.
If you now take the tank off, let's show us the other side, which doesn't look quite so good.
Well, it's.
Ripple smooth.
It's still dented in a little bit there because it had really hit it. I don't know if you've got a picture of it.
Yeah.
You can actually see it from the... It's not perfect,
let's have a look.
But it's all underneath.
Yeah, so although it looks awful, it's now...
Once that shot lasted...
And you're going to use filler on it, and there's no rust on it anymore, there's no holes in it, it's solid.
And as we know, the disadvantage with this is the gauge of the metal.
The gauge is just amazing. It's like, oh god,
it's probably used maybe, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's 16s, but I'd certainly say 18s.
Yeah.
About whereas the others could be 20s, 22s gauge.
So what's happening now then? You're going to, you had this thing monoshocked, and now you're going to use the monoshock on this frame here.
I'm lengthening them. I'm trying to use them.
And now you're going to go back to having this twin shocked, is that right?
I've got the 2 original mounts that are on a piece of bar, and what I want to do is get the tubes in here, get these where I want them. I've been looking at this frame here to get me points.
Yeah, don't mention that. That's top secret.
What? No.
The frame down there.
It gives you a relative, because you'd be guessing otherwise.
Yeah.
I've got them shocks off you then.
Yes, yeah.
So
YSS shocks, yeah.
I've got to find some box section and drill it, and then, well, what I want to do is get the tubes in, get these in up here, but obviously instead of welding one straight up, I found these with a bit of a bend in.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go pull the tube too much in case it fouls
the chain line.
Yeah. Until I get these where I need them and then work it out, I'm not sure. I might be able to get away with just putting them in, straight.
Okay, now I'm a bit confused now because the original Unitrax was she monoshocked. Is this from a B1 or a B2?
This is a Unitrack frame, and it did have a subframe on it, but it only, it was a light, I'm probably going a bit overboard with this. But
what happened to the original monoshock? Did you?
It just got binned. I think I give it make. Okay. All the original Unitrack stuff now that people are probably crying, I could have done with that.
Yeah.
I just
got binned or given away.
I just looked at it and thought that is the filthiest tat.
Okay. So you have got a monoshock for it. In fact, I'm looking here at a swing arm. What's a swing arm?
That's the steel swinging arm. I'm going to put it, and then put my shocky lugs on it.
Right. Okay, yeah, it's steel, so it's a bit easier to weld.
This is going to be welded, alright?
Because this one here bolts on, isn't it?
I've made it bolt. That bolts on. The lugs are on, I'm just getting that right. I've just got to extend these because I've run out of tube.
Right.
And but the lug for the shocky will be about here, and I'm going to gusset it in. So if I add a bit on, but it's only going to be a single feet anyway.
Right.
So
have those cases been machined out for bigger pistons?
That'll take the 1500 block.
Right, yeah. You can see it's been machined out. Not a lot of room between the bores.
Not a lot.
Look at that there. Not
85mm bore.
Ooh, 85mm. What standard? About 70 odd.
Standard 72.5.
Yeah. Although you can still fit 1170s to it, whatever.
Yeah, you could.
So how far are you going to go then? Are you going to just leave it like that as a standard empty block, or are you going to build
at the minute, just getting the frame on, and then
worry about the engine.
Where it goes.
Because engines cost a lot of money to rebuild, even if you do it yourself, as I know to my cost.
Yeah.
Everything from cam chains to gaskets to, everything.
I've got all the engine, but like you say, you're going to...
Yeah, but you still need a new cam chain.
If you get a gasket, you're going to have to cut them out.
Yeah, you have to make a gasket. Back on again. Right, camera just stopped. Right, okay, so both of these are quite similar but different. This will be monoshocked with your monoshocked sort of conversion, and this one was a monoshock, but now it's been converted to twin shock.
Yeah. But I've got a 1300 block as well that'll do this.
Well, I think that. But have you got a 1300 pistons?
Yes, I've got pistons.
Oh, God.
But then the liners aren't in. You've got to get the liners in the block. Then you've got to get the block machined and honed.
More expensive.
Whatever you look at, you are going to chuck thousands at it.
Well,
thousands.
It depends how far you go and how much you.
Even doing it standard, you're going to.
Yeah.
Well, when I say standard, say you wanted to put a standard set of barrels on it, you could still do that, but
Well, a standard set of pistons, it isn't too bad. They're like about 300 quid, something like that.
What?
Yeah, you can get them.
Not a genuine.
No, but aftermarket, good aftermarket. Because I got some for my 1000A1. Anyway, that's a separate issue. So there you go. There's a Mark II project, or the second project.
Yeah. Well, all I want to do, I've just jigged them with a bit of. So I've got to make. Obviously.
Right. So what you got in your hand here is that's going to be the mounts for the top of the shocks, and you've got to make sure that's the right height.
If I pull that. Back here, I've put them angles on and got it all level through. So when I'm setting the back end up, I can measure off here. If you're to within half a mil.
Oh, God, yeah.
You're never going. I mean, I bet they're not that accurate when they come out the factory.
No.
So basically, where that bend starts to go, the tube. The tube from, I'm going to bring it up to here, and then I can triangulate it in, make like a gusset, and weld them in. So
the top shot mounts will be roughly where they were on a standard
give or take within a few mil of where this frame is. I've been measuring, from the swinging arm to get everything.
And the swing arm, where's that from? That's a my shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's that from?
That's off a 750.
750. What's
I've got to cut that. Yeah. So basically, that'll go straight in there. Right. I've got the end blocks for that. They want me nice ability ones.
Oh right.
That go on it.
Okay.
So basically, I've been trying to work out because of shocky there. Yeah. So they may be on a bit. Yeah. They might be on a little bit of an angle. I don't want the shockies going in upright. I want to try and. I know you should.
Oh yeah. A lot of people moved the shock mounts lower and further forward to make the shock a bit.
I've got the choice now of putting them where I want.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks better, but I don't think it works better. It's just because you're angling it more.
I don't want them like a motocrosser, but probably maybe with a couple of inches.
Yeah.
Maybe a few inches. So
you tend to lower them and move them forward by about 2 inches, don't they?
Yeah.
Looks better, but it doesn't work as well. But anyway. Right, so there you go. There's the I call it Mark II, the second Kawasaki project that you're doing right now. And are you doing anything else in the meantime?
Nope.
No, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I've just got to get, like I say, make me jiggle, because I've got to get these on, get them on, probably weld a bit of flat.
And what tail section is it going to have? Another 650?
What I might do is just get it on, weld a piece of, get these welded in, and then put a piece of 2-inch with holes in it, because I might have to just weld a lug on the back of the tank, with a couple of rubbers to support it, so I can put a bracket there, one about there, and then maybe put just so you've got plenty of mounting points, whatever.
Why don't you make it to take a standard Z-Thou, the old Z-Thou side panels and tail section, because you've got them.
The Z-Thou, aye.
Because I've
got the 650 one.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Well, I don't know, because we're going a bit wide here. I might not be able to do it.
Okay, here we go. This is where things could take forever to sort out.
Hey? See, it's going to end up at just over 10 inches, because of the extra width of the swinging arm. So when I've done this, I can bring so you don't have to have spacers in it because of the wide back end.
Yeah.
And looking at that, it may just fit. A 650 one may just go on.
Yeah, I mean the classic problem is if you fit a wider back end to these bikes,
so
the shock mounts don't align anymore because the swing arm's wider at the shock mount than the frame. So you have to move the shock mounts at the top to make sure they're in line, which is a bit of a pain. But Jeff can machine it and make it so that the frame is already wider to match the wider swing arm.
I know the tubes will be about that, so I may even be able to use a 650 one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, if you put the tank on, you can see how it's going to look.
But if I put brackets across, you can fold and bend.
And you can make
once you've got mounting points.
Yes, yeah, you can.
You can then make brackets and
to go wherever.
Bend them and get everything to fit.
Okay, so what's your timeline for this then? When do you think you'll have the frame sorted out? And next week, next month, next year?
I was hoping to get it off. Get it off the jig because I want to get it done. Because I want to get this hopefully painted.
Right. Yeah, the weather starts to warm up.
I know. Well,
today it's 14 degrees. 14 degrees.
Dave said he can blast it.
All right, good. Not sure who Dave is, but
Dave Worsley.
Oh, Dave, Dave.
Yeah, he can't get it. He can blast it in his container,
right?
But he can't get it in his oven.
No, it's too big.
It's too big. But then again, when it gets some warm weather, I can paint that in here.
Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I've got something at home that you may find quite helpful. I bought myself a spray tent. It costs 20 quid and it's actually surprisingly good. It's not very big, but it's big enough to do tanks and bodywork. You'll not get that frame in it, but you'll not be able to get that.
Well, I can sheet it in here. Once I've got all this out of the way, what I can do is just put the compressor in there.
Yeah. Close things off.
drill a hole somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
the airline through.
In the summer, this place is like an oven, isn't it? Anyway,
this will be lovely in
This
here
is like
to
a
paint
greenhouse.
it,
It's be ideal for painting.
But I can get me 2 axle stands, and I've got my bracket. So basically, it'll spin between them two.
Like
so
rotisserie.
So I can basically tip it upside down, make sure it's all primed, and then spin it the other way, and then.
Okay. But all that's for another day. So in the meantime, then we'll stop here and.
So that basically could have a 650.
Yeah. Now, if you put the tank on as well, we can see how it looks. If you put the tank on, we can take a picture of it and see how it looks. By the way, if you want,
I've had to modify the coil bracket.
Oh yeah.
I've had to weld a little lug on and move the coils. It all fits in. I've tried it all.
By the way, I have got a filler cap for that'll fit that tank with a key.
It's a bit low. That's just sat a bit low, that, because of the rubber.
There's no rubbish. Yeah.
That'd look smart.
And will it have side panels, or we leave it all open?
Well, I'll grab them side panels.
Yeah, well, fine.
And have a look.
Well, the thing is, you can use them to copy from those and get them out.
At the moment, I'm not too bothered.
The side panels don't cost much. You can get.
But if you make a stainless thing to go in it, I don't mind.
Yeah. So that's it for now. Then this is quite a long video, so we'll leave it here. And it's now time for tea.
Right.